Okay, now we're looking at numbers 15, 16, and 17. We have triangle STW and VWT. We want to prove that they're congruent with the given information. And so we've got two triangles that share a common side, WT. So that's going to be congruent to itself by the reflexive property. And so we have one angle of the triangle congruent to another angle of this other triangle, and then another angle here and another angle here. So what we have here is angle, side angle, angle, side angle. These two triangles are congruent by angle, side angle, the angle, side angle postulate. Number 16, can triangle STW and triangle VWT be proven congruent with the given information in the diagram? If so, state the postulate or theorem you would use. Okay, so we have two overlapping triangles. We have triangle VTW and triangle SWT, we'll say. They're overlapping. All right, so we have right angles within these larger triangles that aren't intersected. Okay, so segment TW is shared by both triangles. And we have a 90-degree angle here. All right. And let's see, what else are we looking at here? We're trying to prove the other two, the two large triangles. Okay. And then we have the 60-degree angles here. They're congruent. So the 90-degree angle and the 60-degree angle in triangle STW is congruent to the 90-degree angle and the 60-degree angle in triangle VWT. And then we have this TW is congruent to both, is common to both triangles. So by angle, angle, side, these two triangles are congruent. Number 17, use the given information to write a plan for a proof. Okay, we see that segment GH is congruent to KJ and FG to LK, and then we have two right angles. We want to prove that the FJK, okay, so let's see, let's find that FJK and LHG are congruent. So we don't, looking at it, we don't have enough information to show that they're congruent. So maybe if we can show if these two larger right triangles are congruent, we will, if they're congruent, then we know that this side is congruent to this side and the two smaller triangles. All right? And then if this is a 90, then this must be a 90. And if this is a 90, then this must be a 90. So if we can just show that these two sides are congruent, then by side, angle, side, we can show that triangles FJK and LHG are congruent. So the first thing we'll do is we'll show that KH is congruent to JG or GJ. Oops. Okay. And we know they are congruent because we have this side, KJ is congruent to HG, and then HJ is common to both KH and GJ. So these two sides must be congruent. And now this side is congruent to this side. This leg, or the hypotenuses, are congruent, and then we've shown that KH and GH, the legs, a pair of legs, are congruent. So the hypotenuse leg theorem says those two triangles are congruent. And because the hypotenuse theorem is, or because these two triangles are congruent, then the corresponding parts are congruent. Okay, segment FJ is congruent to segment HL. All right, so segment FJ is congruent to segment HL or LH. Okay, because corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. And then we know that these angle FJK and LHG are 90s, so we can use the side angle side congruence postulate to show that these two triangles are congruent. And then looking at number 18, Well, we don't need to look at number 18. That wasn't very commonly missed, so we'll stop there.